When we talk about the Vietnam War, we're often talking about the United States and their involvement. However, did you know other countries were actually also semi-heavy involved in the Vietnam War? This includes Australia. Obviously, all the Australians out there watching this would know that Australia was part of a multinational group that tried to prevent the North Vietnamese from taking Vietnam. It was seen as a war to prevent a totalitarian dictatorship that was communist from coming in and taking over a somewhat free South. While the Australians didn't play as big of a role as the United States did because they are a much smaller country, 61,000 military personnel did serve in Vietnam. It was also their longest serving war up until Afghanistan, which they were also involved in for the entirety of the time. It wasn't the millions of troops that served from the United States, and that's still a fairly large number for a pretty small population country, with 521 soldiers being KIA and more than 3,000 wounded from the Australian side. Important to remember that in Australia, it was actually a largely popular war for a decent amount of time until eventually there were protests, just like in the United States. Once again, they felt like it was to protect the people of South Vietnam who did not want to be a part of North Vietnam. And following the North Vietnamese coming into the South, we can see why that was, because they did all kinds of horrible atrocities. Anyways, are you Australian? Did you serve in the Vietnam War? Do you know someone who did? Let me know in the comments. Consider liking and subscribing. You made it all the way to the end of the video, so I would really appreciate it.